Welcome back to Tao of Twang. I'm Dave. So in that intro, I noticed my the frame, the guitar. You could still see the everything I was playing with my fretting hand, but it was kind of cut off a little bit. It wasn't a really good frame for the camera, so we got that straightened out. And there's a serious windstorm here today. It's beautiful out. The sun's shining. There's no storm clouds, but there's this crazy wind. So I just yanked the air conditioning unit out of the window over here because it was just howling through there, through the sides of it where it doesn't fit in there exactly right. Almost time to take it down for the season anyway, but just letting you know, man, whatever it takes. If we have to start tearing shit up, fine. We're gonna jam. All right. And we have had several folks join here in the last couple of weeks. So really appreciate the support. Some of you are recognized right away from YouTube, and some I don't. And so if I haven't reached out to you individually to thank you, I just really, really appreciate it, and hope you're having fun over here already. There was quite a bit of material already here if you uh, signed up recently. And this is what we do. Every week we just keep going. We add more stuff. I wait for feedback and stuff from you all to see what you want to do, and we just kind of work on it together. So today the plan is to do a little Dorian action. And I just love this sound. There's a lot of stuff on the channel over the last year or two that resembles this progression and this backing track. Just a real simple track. Just a guitar and a drum loop from GarageBand. But I'm going to present this. There's going to be maybe something a little bit different about it today that you haven't seen before. And I've got some tab for you, but the tab is going to be arpeggios, basically, a few note sequences, just examples of the stuff that was going on in the intro that you just saw, right? Not kind of a note for note version of it. And I crammed a lot of stuff into that intro, which happens sometimes because I get excited and I want to feature all of this stuff. But now we're going to take a breath and kind of just put our track on and start looking around here for what we can do for that real minor Dorian flavor. And like I said, I've got a couple of ideas here that you might be interested in. Let's look at our chords first. So we just got 3 chords. It starts on A minor, down to G, up to D. Sneak in there. Snuck in a little flat 7 on that D, didn't I? Okay. So that A minor's like the 2 chord, right? This is what really makes it Dorian. And here's one of the things that you can, that really gives you not just the evidence theoretically, but like the sound of it is when you go to that, I'm just playing triads really over the backing, on the backing track, right? It's just a simple rock feel, right? These aren't fancy chords. So that's just a minor triad for A, and, bar chords, another triad for G. And then I don't play a D7 in the backing track, just play a D. But that, when I'm soloing, I'm hitting that flat 7 a lot. That note is really the signifying thing that makes it Dorian, right? Because if I take this A minor and just played like a natural minor, right? Sounds cool if you isolate that chord. But the thing that makes it Dorian is that raised sixth tone of that. And that is featured in this five chord by being the major third of D. Okay. And, you don't have to slice and dice that too much, but that's kind of just the background of the theory of why this is Dorian and not just some other, version of generic minor theory. Okay. So it's like this is the 2, 1, and then the 5. Now, with that piece of theory taken care of, let's jump right in, and we're going to use arpeggios that really just feature a lot of root thirds and fifths, a lot of triad sounds over most of these chords. Okay, and like I said, when we get to the D, we'll put that flat 7 in there. But let's start off by just get loose with just your Dorian, A Dorian. Okay, same notes as G major. So, it looks similar to other, sequences that we're used to. A minor pentatonic, G major pentatonic. Okay. Now, that little piece of it, I think, is a important part of the sound that I was getting in that intro demonstration today, right? I was using a lot of that, and I was even kind of relating it, bridging it over to an E minor system, okay? The relative major of G, right? Now, there's no magic here. All of these chords that we're talking about, they're made up out of the same bucket of 7 notes, the notes that are in this G major scale. Right? When I start on the second degree, I bracket it from A to A, but using the notes out of that same bucket, I've got an A Dorian. Okay, I could do that for every note in that scale. I could build a chord and a system of triads and arpeggios and modes off of that. We don't have to go through that every time, right? And we don't have to even necessarily switch them out with the, respectively every time we change the chord, right? Here's an example. There's no E minor in the progression, but listen to how E minor sounds over different parts of this. Let's see where we are. So these things that I'm showing you right now, they're conceptual, but I'm also showing you, those tabs that I'm putting up there, and I'll put some just a sheet of them in the attachment on a separate PDF. Just take a look at those, and you already know some arpeggios. There's a D minor. I mixed that up. I did the first time I didn't do a seventh going up, but so E minor rather. Okay, I did it down here. All right, and that E root of that E minor stuff is the fifth of that A minor, and it just sounds so good. A lot of the stuff I did at the beginning of that intro was real simple melodies like. That's pure G major. Now, the only thing I really haven't talked about there, so let's kind of summarize. A Dorian, you can say this piece is in a Dorian. It's not a key, it's a mode. The key is G, so we've got that, at your disposal. G major, the notes in the G major scale, especially bracketed from A to A, making it A Dorian. Then some A minor arpeggios. Which I'll put up here, a couple of them. And kind of tying these two together. Right. And then some G stuff. I'm kind of using the major pentatonic mostly when we get to the G. And then over the D, we can play more of the same or some, more definite dominant D stuff. Resolve right back to that minor 2, right? That's the 5 chord in G. So what did I not mention there? Oh, the E minor, kind of substituting the E minor stuff in there at different places, and just mess around with that. Don't try to make a 1-to-1 assignment ratio of this is the only place I can use this one and this is the only. Try to avoid that type of thinking, right? Some of the really advanced jazz teachers might take issue with what I just said there, because when you have a lot of accidentals and different alterations of chord tones and things, you do have to be really specific. In this style, you have a lot of latitude. You have free range with this stuff. Let your ear really guide you through this, and just use the tabs in the PDF to kind of be a battery of arpeggios that you can work on. Then put the track on. Keep it laid back and just look for your pentatonic stuff sort of mingling with those arpeggios in that Dorian sequence. Let me know how it goes. Appreciate all of you. Talk to you next time.